Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we're back with another episode of One Punch Man, episode 7. The last, my last review for the last episode, one of the viewers pointed out that we're at the 7th episode and we've not actually seen Saitama a whole lot, right? And while it didn't occur to me initially when I thought about it, I realized that he's right. We're 6 episodes in and we've not actually seen him engage in a fight. There was a little altercation with Blizzard earlier on, but he wasn't involved in the fight. He didn't fight her really, and Genos was taking care of Sweeter Son Sonic, so he didn't fight him either, right? So I mean it's a bit of that Superman complex, They had to do something similar in the DCEU by killing Superman off so that they could leave room for the other characters to actually be fleshed out a bit more. Otherwise, Superman could just come in and everyone would be wondering where is Superman, and he'd have to come in and just kill everyone and defeat them within seconds, right? And it's something similar here. So they've sidelined him quite a bit because I suspect that with the introduction of Garo, we needed time to be introduced to Garo and for Garo's character to be fleshed out a bit more. And I mean, he encountered Saitama, and Saitama defeated him within a few seconds. So if Saitama was still around doing his usual thing, their paths would have crossed, and he would have defeated him. So they sidelined him a bit, put him in the tournament, pretending to be Charanko so he could get money, which is a good enough reason for him. It's within Saitama's character. So that we have time enough to develop Garo's character. And I've already said that at the end of this, I do believe Garo will be joining Saitama. Similar to what Blizzard was trying to do, form her own little syndicate made up of Class B and C heroes. Saitama is unintentionally developing his own little group, right? And it says Blizzard realized later on that he attracts people who are strong. So eventually, I believe Garo will be someone who joins Saitama as well. For the time being, I mean, the introduction of the Monster Association has definitely given us a lot to focus on while Saitama is out of the picture for a bit. Now, we were introduced to Orochi last episode, and he's the head of the Monster Association. Although he's not, at first glance, he's not what I imagined, and I could be wrong. But I don't believe that he is the actual face of the Monster Association. I could be wrong, but this season has been a whole lot to move us away from monsters who rely on just pure brawn and physical strength to actually win. And we've seen a lot of strategy being demonstrated with the monsters here. And Orochi, he's towering and looks powerful, but doesn't strike me as a strategist or anything like that. And that little smaller monster with the tentacles on his head looks eerily familiar. I've been trying to place it, and this is One Punch Man. A lot of the fodder monsters that get killed, all of them often look very similar. But this guy that we saw in introduction to Orochi last episode, he looked very similar to one of the monsters that was on Boros' ship, right? Could be someone different, so I could be wrong there. But I'm very excited. Saitama is about to start his match with his name Suryu, something like that, who's the favorite to win the tournament. And so this may be the first time that we get to actually see Saitama fight. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. All right, so let's check it out.
ヒーロー協会側は大幅な戦力ダウン。
Where are they getting all these monsters from?
怪人
Monster King Orochi.
チャランコよ、俺が本物のぶってやつを叩き。
さあこれで4強が出揃いました。果たして優勝は誰の手に。
出番だぞ。どうした頭抱えて。
I just had an itch, okay? Yeah, sure you did. Lay your guard down.
さっきの準決勝すごかったぞ。水流のやつこそがダークホースだと睨んでいる。気をつけろよ、チャランコ。
バンケンマ。
Ah, yeah. I forgot Garo was actually looking for this guy.
番犬広場に怪人の大群が発生。
何？こちらの市街地にも複数の怪
Actually,
人
I
が。
want my
やめ
last
ろ。みんなを離せ。この犬マンが相手だ。
dog, man.
あんた生き物じゃないわね。
バレた
Not
か。
gonna lie.
じゃあはい
じゃあ別にいるわね。
Control
ワイシ
little
の毒の決戦は
packs
ま
of
だか。
drone dogs or
まだ
something that
情
you
報が
can
入りません。
big. It's different. Didn't you have a humanoid form last time?
あらゆる苦痛を与えられて死ぬか、知っている情報を全て吐いて楽に死ぬかだ。
ミー
So he's
毒
just
の
a
分析
genius,
は完
right?
了してる。でもせめてランドセルさえ背負ってれば。
I'm sure how he's number 5. Big God.
豚神さん。
爆発音がしたから。
He's eating her? Can't say I'm surprised. I mean, so I'm assuming that the poison probably won't have any effect on him at
童
all.
貞から結成データが届きました。さあいよいよ準決勝第2試合。このカードは大注目です。一撃で勝ち上がってきたジャランコ選手。
That
一
is
撃で仕留め
creepy.
ることなどたやさ。私の一族は先祖代々
He's talking
優秀
way
な
too
遺伝
much.
子のみ
Usually
を
when
掛
they
け合わ
start
せ作られて
running
きた
them.
全く異なる新しい種族なのだ。この戦いでその力を見せつけ。
品種改良みたいなもんだろう。
お前は
In genetically
目に
modified
涙
body.
を浮かべ。
またしても一撃。
Call it.
ジャランコ選手無傷で決勝。ジャランコ選手。
Are you fighting Surya next?
愛しの永久ヒーローたちからの連絡が途絶えています。
のを待っていた。永久がこれだけ揃ったんだ。
That's
ここは俺たちに任せてくれ。
拡大するだけだ。
That's rank 13 flashy
戦力
flash.
だと。
黙って見
Several A classes kind of equivalent to an S class. You know, however low rank that might be. Especially if you need numbers to evacuate people.
これが S 級。
More damage.
余計に被害が拡大してませんか。
絶技。
Oh, tornado.
戦慄の竜巻。
Definitely earned her place as number 2.
人手が足りない時にこんなところでガン首揃えて何遊んでんの？
だから
しマシな働き見せなさ
He's
いよ。
always insulting someone.
たく使えないんだから。
強いつもりと聞こえたらどうすんだ。お前らの喧嘩に巻き込むな。
I don't feel too bad.
やはり厄介なようですね。S 級。
How are you managing that though?
こうして皆に集まり
Garo this entire episode except for when he was walking towards Watchdog Man.
シルバーファングはが
Holy
奴よ
Order
り
of the
先に
Sword.
ガローを見つけ出し
Is Atomic
探
Samurai
し出す
here?
のも人手がいる。
ここまでするとはよほどのこと。わかった。門弟を走らせよう。おればええ。
日輪すまんな。この借りは必ず
求めるべきは己の技。その研鑽のみを競い合うのが県政会だったはずだ。これを体内に取り入れれば人間の
Oh,
限
so
界を
that's
超えた
how
力が手に
we
入る。
saw a few his how.
怪人どもで構成された怪人
And I
協
kind
会
of
と
used
いう
that
の
from
がある。
season
そこ
1.
に声を
Season
かけられ
1,
てな。
isn't that kind of turning your back on what it used to get hero to begin
お
with?
主らも怪人になれ。4つの首を同時に飛ばせる。拒んだ者には死んでもらう。
He's
血は
throwing
殺
me
せと
off
言わ
this
れてお
season.
る。3秒待つ。食え怪人細胞を。
じゃねえってよ。
Yep. He's dead.
誤解だ。
That has the potential to become a real problem because now they don't just have monsters.
たらひょっとするかも。会場からの
He's trying to
男。
fight this scene.
彼が苦戦する姿さえ想像できない。名帝剣水流隊。さあ勝つのはどっちだ。おっと笑みを浮かべる水流選
Seems to
手。
be
や
having
はり
fun.
も。
That's his normal look. He's an idiot though, so
ジャランコ君楽しもう。
does he know who he is and he's trying to knock off?
連続蹴りがすぐ
What?
寸止めだ。
ビュー運動君強いんだろ。
わかるよ。俺も強いからね。はい。もっと
I
楽しいもの
started
を探
learn
して
after
るんだ。
anything.
まあそうかもな。それは俺も欲しい。
それともう一つ。ついでにいい選手と試合できればなって思って。
楽しいか。
ああ、強いのは楽しい。
なるほどな。だけどちょっと反撃したらすぐ試合が終わっちゃうからさ。
あいつら何話してんだ。
いなって思ったけど、お前はちょっと違いそうだな。
Might actually have a challenge here.
だから君も頑張って俺を楽しませてくれ。
お、いいなそれ。
よし。
That seems to be.
ついに本気になったか水流。
どんどん行くよ。
Well, he's not. It's starting to feel like a, you know, a tournament fight.
ジャランコ。
やはり実力差がありすぎたんだ。
終わらせちゃったかな。いいね。そうでなくちゃ面白くない。
てるな。ずっと足技しか
But at the same time, Saitama is not
に制限を課して
isn't
遊ん
using
でやがる。
anything. That's interesting. That's a
君、普段は何やってるの？
普段散歩したり
してるんだな。
I am a hero.
将来はヒーロー目指すのもいいかなって。
うわぁ。さっき A 級ヒーローたちとも試合したけど、弱すぎて話にならなか救え
You
ない
don't
と
have
思
to
う。
save the world. You just need to save one person at a time.
崇高な思想、高尚な理屈の元になる不純物かな。君もせっかく強いんだから、そんなつまんないことに君を認めてるからこそアドバイスしてあげたんだけど。
やりたいことやってんのはお前だけじゃねえぞ。水流って言ったっけ？
You serious? Oh, his hair just fell out during the fight from stress during the fight. But it's so weird though, it's not a mask or anything like that. You can clearly see his... Damn it, I want to see the rest of this fight.
なんとここで試合終了。優勝。
若くしてそんな悩みを抱えていたのか。
Idiots.
いや、なりすましだろ。
埼玉。
逃げよ。
遊びは終わり。ここからが本番だ。まだちゃんと見せてなかったよな。
やるんじゃなかったのか。
負けたままじゃ楽しくないんでね。
He fights Hideo Sonic.
見たこともありません。
いいかい、武術とはこういう
連撃、超連撃と止まらない。
こいつ聞いて
No.
ろ。
Did you get him?
なるほど。少し分かってきたぞ。
君に武術の何たるかが少しは伝わ
かっこいいものだな。
He's right though. I mean, after doing all of that spinning and, you know, yeah, he's absolutely right. He's not out though. It's still impressive. I forgot about Genos. He got knocked out by the cockroach. This is someone else. Alright, there we have it. Episode 7. A lot of interesting events happening here. Or, you know, outside of Saitama's fight, we had the introduction of monster cells. And I mentioned earlier this season that I didn't particularly think Garo was, you know, was very strong, even before he encountered Saitama and got his ass kicked. But this might actually be something that evens the playing field, and he has been saying all along that he wants to be a monster, you know. So I believe that, you know, he'll probably face off against Silver Fang, against Bang and Bomb, and probably lose. And in some way he'll come. The monsters already tried to contact him, even though he declined to join them. I think he's going to come in contact with the monster cells and get a hell of a lot stronger, and be able to pose a more of a threat, and that Saitama will have to intervene and stop him, right? But that definitely makes it a bit more interesting. You know, I've been wondering where the hell are all these monsters coming from, right? But Orochi says that he can produce as much as they need, which means they're actually turning humans into monsters. Some of them willingly turning into monsters, as we saw with the swordsman there. But Atomic Samurai is on the case now. He realizes the threat because this is a real threat. You know, if the very people that you're fighting to protect can become the threat, then that kind of questions everything that you're actually fighting for. So this is something that they have to deal with like swiftly. So I don't know if Atomic Samurai alone and his team are enough to take out Orochi. I'm assuming that he's very strong. So it introduces another layer to One Punch Man, one that honestly I didn't see coming. To be honest, even though I enjoyed One Punch Man season 1, I enjoyed it for the action, right, and not so much for the storytelling. And this isn't the most intricate storytelling either, but at the same time, this season seems to be adding a few more layers to make the story a bit more interesting, with martial arts versus just pure physical strength, and now with monster cells, which makes it a lot more difficult to save someone who may very well doesn't want to be saved, and may choose the monster side versus choosing to remain human, right? So it adds another layer of to the story, and makes it a lot more interesting. It's very interesting. Saitama's fight, of course, against Suryu, very very hilarious. I don't know, Saitama wasn't really having any trouble, right? In that fight, Suryu was definitely able to keep up with him, or at least I don't think Saitama was trying, but at the very least more so than the other participants, right? He was able to keep up with him. He was able to land attacks on him. However ineffective they were, he was still able to actually land attacks and take them too, because even though it was a butt attack, it was still an attack from Saitama, and he still managed to take it and actually still be around. So Saitama's been discovered, and realized he's not Sharanku anymore. He's been disqualified. So I imagine that's the end of his his Superman problem, and he's going to be able to come back into the picture now that the greater threat has arrived. In what is it, Benki right there, the last monster that is shown. So he's out. I imagine Suryu, after taking that loss, will probably, I don't know, he looks down on the heroes, or at the very least, he doesn't see himself ever becoming a hero. Even though, irrespective of his strength, right? I think he doesn't have any motivations, and what drives most of the heroes are, they're motivated to actually help people, right? Or fame. Some of them actually do it for fame and money, and research and experimentation and funding and stuff like that. So there are a lot of reasons that they do it for. So he actually, his reasons for not wanting to be a hero kind of fall in line with a lot of the heroes already, because most of them, especially the S classes, a lot of them don't really give a damn. They're just there, right? And show up whenever they feel like showing up. Some of them are actual fakes. So I don't know. I think eventually, he will also reach a turning point where he, maybe chasing after Saitama, because he will go in search to find out who exactly Saitama really was. It's obviously not Sharanku anymore. And he will, like Genos, probably chase after Saitama for strength and find himself becoming a hero, or finding a reason to want to become a hero. So I believe eventually he will come around. We didn't get much Garo in this episode. We saw him, attempt to take on Watchdog Man, but the fight was interrupted. Same for Genos. We only saw him briefly at the end there. He got his ass kicked by the cockroach from Terraformers, and he's a mess, right? And he has to go and get repaired before he can really do anything. But luckily, some of the other S-Class heroes have arrived on the scene. Tornado, My Masker, unwillingly, someone interrupted his concert, so that's the only reason he even intervened. So a lot of the S-Class heroes have now, they're aware of the situation, and they're on the scene and ready to fight. So hopefully Genos can get back into the game pretty quickly. Alright, so be sure to post on the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. hit like or subscribe, and I will see you guys for the next one.